Alright, Busan for men chat you be and some more be aqua baby men fan by and cassette TV and cassette TV the update any trending news on Kwan edition viewers and for message say any day they can tell me message say yeah share video mo be on sanka video and sanka no mu de cause for my Ghana mo say and is almost so who de ko na like na for adwin che su gu comment section e be hwini akinkan bibia mama na update am dey go dey Busan for me ho adwin mi pa enya asem bi to a say Ghana ha say there enyoma ɛkɔ so de asefem paa mpanyinfoɔ no de kyɛ sɛ Ghana de di agorɔ abusuafo ɛnya asɛm kutu mɛsɛ sɛ ɔbɛka me ho ne akɔkɔ tie nsɛm no mu nkyerɛmu yie paa ɛba abɛto aso mede obi bi ase
or not is irrelevant. The issue therefore should be whether in the scheme of things, politics is strategy, it is calculation. So it is not about whether even he likes him or not. It is about whether in the calculation, he made the right choice to achieve his goal. I think he hit it spot on. Everybody can talk. Have you ever come across a choice like this, which people didn't have anything to say about? So everybody can talk. And the irony is that the people who he's campaigning against are the ones trying to advise him. As in, they are saying, oh, this man is not good for you. You should have picked the other person. In other words, if you pick this man, then you are going to lose. So pick the other person so you can win against us. Clearly doesn't, wash. So let those fundamentals be clear. Then you have what is being said everywhere. Napo is arrogant. You know something? I think that's not so much a negative. If you have a person like Napo who has been in the limelight, in the politics of Bantama and MPP, been at the forefront for decades, been in some of the most controversial ministries, education, recently energy, and when he is elevated to the highest political position he's ever occupied, all people have to say about him is that he's arrogant. Maybe you will see the positive I'm talking about.
They say more, but the arrogance tag resonates.
The point.
Which I suppose you agree with me.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Hold on. Look, in Ghana, arrogance is a term of art. It does not mean what it means in the dictionary. In Ghana, arrogant also means too known. You heard that before?
Yep.
Those of us who work in think tanks, who do analysis, who talk on radio, we hear that every day. In Ghana, arrogant means you are articulate. You know how to string your thoughts. You know how to make an argument. That's what arrogant means. In Ghana, arrogant means you're assertive. It means you know what you want and you push for it and you insist on it. In Ghana, they'll call you arrogant, they'll call you too low. In Ghana, arrogant means you are analytical. Instead of saying, well, it is this, everybody says it is this, then you are saying, why should it be this? Why can't you consider this and this other option? Immediately you go into analysis, you are too known, you are arrogant. In Ghana, arrogant could even mean you are well organized. Your things are properly put, you are organized, you move steadfastly, you calculate. You are too known. You are arrogant. So in Ghana, arrogance means so many things. Then there's another thing about Ghana. And I'm Ghanaian, I haven't lived anywhere else. In Ghana, we excuse ignorance. Okay? What I mean is, we don't celebrate excellence as much as we excuse ignorance. Look, a lot of our comedy, okay, is built on exhibiting cluelessness. People mistaking things and then we laugh. We are very jocular, okay, about those things. And sometimes it tells you why we are where we are, why we have open drains, why certain things that should not be are. We tolerate them.
Elsewhere, the people you call the comedians are perhaps the most intelligent.
Elsewhere, they are the sharpest, the smartest people are the people in comedy.
Yeah.
Over here, and look, I don't mean the comedians here are not smart. They're actually very smart too. But over here, you realize that even the smart comedians have to dumb down, okay, to exhibiting ignorance. And you know what I'm saying? I'm very being careful not to sound insulting, but I'm making a point that if somebody calls you arrogant in Ghana, don't get too offended. Just check yourself. Just check yourself. So what we need to appreciate is that for a man like Napo, the question should be not what you have against him, but who is your alternative?
Politics is almost all the time a suboptimal choice.
Right. Let me ask a follow-up question on how you have presented very beautifully the issue of arrogance from a certain dimension. And would you say that that attitude of describing a particular people as arrogant is not only with the man on the street, but even with the middle class, even with, call them the people in academia, even lawyers?
Every one of us, look, it runs through our society. There's a certain level of intolerance, okay, for analysis and meticulousness. I know because I work in a think tank. People want things quickly. Oh, please, you're book long, you're talking too much. All these things, let us see what
There's
is
something
happening
to
on
say
the
about everything and anything.
Oh, look. So we need to face up to some of these things. We really need to face up. We like copying things. Okay? We don't like sitting and analyzing why did they do it, why this, why that, why. So, and it runs through. Look, a lot of times you see policies put out. You see things, pushed out. And you ask yourself, I always ask, where is the policy brief on this? In other places, the ideas start, people write papers, they are compressed, somebody edits them, and then it goes into another place where they draw out a policy brief. They give pros and cons. They do analysis, financial analysis, impact analysis, before things are put out. So when you see something being put out, it's been processed over time. Over here, boom, and we are gone. One of my interactions with Napo, and I'm saying this to show that I'm not all about it, was about free SHS. When free SHS came out, we took it to task. We analyzed, and we said it's a great idea. We want free education, but if you go this way, Napo was one of the people who resisted us. And I'm saying this because I have also come across what people say is arrogant about Napo. Okay, I remember, I won't go into the details, but he just dismissed us. You people, you are always complaining about everything, that kind of thing. So I have my beef about Napo. But let me tell you something. Napo executed free SHS to a T. To the point where what we said was going to be a problem, review it, needs testing. The things we're saying and we're told were too known, let everybody, is what we are discussing today. It is Napo who executed it. From a certain point of view as a strategy person, I respect Napo for his ability to execute, even in this environment. That is why he's called arrogant.
Do you realize that, or do you admit or accept that the arrogance tag, if Napo is cast in the mold of Akufo-Addo, that what is perceived as arrogance is not exactly arrogance, but it is what you stated first, the first category, people who know their stuff, people who are assertive. That's how most of us growing up and knowing the Akufo-Addo and studying law, and law students wanting to imitate him, including how he keeps his handkerchief. People said he was arrogant, arrogant, arrogant. Do you accept that that tag affected his attempt to be president?
Yes, I do.
For all the times he failed?
I do, because one of the things about Ghana is that we like nice people, even if they are not effective. Across our history, I won't go too much. So yes, that affected it. But again, he managed to push through it. So I always tell people that Nana Akufo-Addo convinced us that he was the best president we had never had. As for how the performance went, that's another matter. But it was a tag. Maybe he earned it because of all those things, styles and things. Maybe he earned it. But you see, I don't think that should stop anybody from really achieving what you have to achieve, which is where I also think Napo's effectiveness comes in. Look, success is the best revenge. And I've explained why people call people arrogant in this country. But in the Ministry of Energy, until recently, the lights had stayed on. And even recently, I took a lot of heat by saying this is not Dumsor, because I know what Dumsor is. What we got is bad, okay? But it was not the same. And I'm saying that, given where he has served, Napo should have far more things coming at him of substance than just arrogance. So that tells me that there's something positive about the man. It also shows that the person who picked him is not just listening to voices. He did his analysis and has come to the conclusion